So now that we've gotten a big picture of the season, we've dialed into what the meetings look like, there's one key part of radical mentoring, maybe the key part of radical mentoring that we could spend several hours talking about, but lucky for you, not going to. But we do want to hit the importance of story, because story is all the way throughout the season, not only at a story retreat, but it's the thing that connects all of the dots. And so from the very first time you get together to the commencement retreat, story is weaved all the way throughout the process. And so it is one of those things that has a direct correlation to everything else that happens in the group. Pete, I think you've got a great line about how story impacts the group.
Well, it certainly does. And over again, what we see is the direct correlation between the authenticity and the word that we like to use, unvarnished story of the mentor or the co-mentors, and how that trickles through the entirety of the group and the year. It's important that our mentors know and own their story at a level that it can be used for the benefit of others. And that story is, where is Jesus in this story? What does redemption look like in this story? And what can we all take away from that? And that level of authenticity and unvarnished gift from the mentors directly shows up in the story retreat. The individuals come to the retreat after having seen, oh, we're really going to go there. We're really going to tell the truth about ourselves, recognizing that until we're known, we can't belong. And until you've told your unvarnished story, you can't truly be known. So again and again, we see that level of vulnerability is what opens up the year for the group.
So for us, story as a mentor is not just your story, but it's also all the way throughout the season. So from the very first time you connect to the story, your story, the story retreat, and then really what you're even dealing with now. So to be able to hear your mentor, what they're currently struggling with, to me, that was so impactful. But probably nothing has been more impactful for me than the story retreat. And so being able to experience the story retreat, go through that process together, sometimes we'll get an email or a church reach out and say, hey, we love to condense the story retreat or to skip the story retreat. And our answer is simple: don't.
Don't. Yeah. And you and I'd like to talk about Christmas and birthdays, right? When we think about this and have this discussion with people, if you think about what it's like to open presents on a birthday, there's one person who's the focus, and that person's getting gifts, and there's joy in that. But when we all sit around at Christmas time with our families and our friends and we open presents together, it's a more joyous experience, and it's communal. And that's what Story Retreat is built to be. And look, 25 years have demonstrated over and over the power of that retreat. When everyone's sharing at the same time in that kind of cone of vulnerability and confidentiality, there's something so wonderful and precious that comes out of that for men and for women, just to be able to step into a level of trust and moving forward being known. You know, we can't belong until we're known, and we're not truly known until we've shared the truth about ourselves. And that is so important to be done all together, the way that the Story Retreat is built to be. So yeah, we do react pretty quickly with short answers to, should we skip that or not? And the answer is always no from us for that reason.
Yeah, so as we talk about a key insight from this, I would say the big thing is there's something amazing that happens in that first 60 to 90 days because of your story, because of that story retreat. So as you look at how to implement this in your season, I think that would be the big thing we would say is if you want to see real life change among your mentees, that's it. It's just honing in on that story retreat and making sure you're utilizing the story retreat in your story all the way throughout the season.